Hey YouTube, it's JP Dillon. Welcome to part 2 of resurrecting the 69 Dodge Dart GT. In the last video we were able to verify that it runs, although it will not idle. Even after flushing the tank and putting new gas in it, still does not idle. So as you can see, we got a nice shiny new China carb on it. I swapped out wheels for ones that weren't flat. Anyways, this was a China remake of the Carburetor 2-barrel Baby D, which I got for Amazon, about 80 bucks including shipping. And it actually gets very good reviews. There's hundreds of very positive reviews and almost no negative reviews about how simple it was to bolt on. And it does bolt on, but I haven't gotten to the point where it will idle yet because I don't have the linkage hooked up. And the linkage on the old carburetor is absolutely stuck on there. So we gotta heat it and beat it. Carburetor's being. Anyways, but it does come with new hardware, like the air cleaner tab is brand new. I haven't put it on yet. It comes with all the hoses and attachments and everything. The only thing it does not come with is the carburetor stud, which we have to transfer. So that could be a bit of a chore. But once we get that done, then we can hook all the linkages up and see if it will actually run. Because people say this is supposed to be just a turnkey and go with a little bit of idle mixture adjustment. So hopefully that's true of this one too. But that's kind of where we're at right now. And so we got to see about how we can get off the old carburetor stud. So first I'm going to soak it in some deoxit, and then we'll see if we can heat it with a torch. And I'm just going to use a little basic Harbor Freight butane torch. Alright, so here we go. Get this good and hot. Definitely smells like burning grease and stuff. Alright, let's see if we can bust that loose. Yeah, needless to say, I used a little bit more accelerant. I'm just waiting for it to burn off. Then we can work it a little bit. Metal's definitely getting a little softer though, so I'm kind of concerned that it just may be welded itself in there. Might need to try some penetrating lube or something too. Okay, with much perseverance, we finally got it loose. Although now it's a little bit too hot to turn. So let me let it cool and then we can fully get it out. As you can see there, it's a little bit crusty. Definitely had its time outdoors, but that's why it was stuck. Thankfully, deoxit works pretty well as a way to free loose bolts, in case you're curious. And let me go grab it over here. Just watch what happens to the corrosion when we hit the threads with it. It's literally eating it. So that's kind of cool. Still a little too hot to handle, but once it is, we'll pop it in. Alright, so we got our linkages in here. Everything's bolted up. I really honestly don't know if the original Carter had a return spring on the butterfly shaft, but this one does not. So make sure that your return spring is in good shape. If not, replace it. Nothing like your throttle getting stuck open. Go ahead and take the choke off, and we'll pop a battery in this thing and see what it does. Alright, your guess is as good as mine as to what's going to happen. It's running. That's a good sign. And it's fast idling, okay. They're gonna hold idle. All right. Ooh, she's rich. Really rich. But they weren't kidding. It's fires right up. I'm impressed. Yeah, so that old Holley carburetor was just trash. I'll show you that in a little bit. I must have a bad valve or something because I have a dead cylinder and there's no blow-by. I think one of these head, I'll have to do a compression test and have the head come off or something. But for now it's running, which is good. It's running really well. Definitely got some oil leakage, I guess. Yeah, I got a little bit of oil leakage there. That's been sitting for 12 years, so. But it's idling. It's like really idling. Wow. It's definitely burning rich though, so there definitely needs to be some idle adjustments, but that makes me happy. We're gonna have to see what our transmission fluid looks like, if we have any. That's got to be in neutral for that. Pump doesn't run in Chrysler unless it's in neutral. We got some oil spilling on the exhaust. Whatever. That could be a transmission fluid or something. Yeah, it's dripping down here. All this burn off stuff. That's just gonna smoke a bit. Let's see if it'll come off a fast idle and not die. Cool. Alright. Yeah, look at a leaky valve cover gasket. I definitely need to torque that down and make sure that that's cleaned up. I gotta get some brake clean and clean all that gunk off of there, just so it's not smoking the whole time. But look, it runs. Amazing. So, let's see what this is here. I don't know if you can kind of read that, but yeah, anyway, I'll post a link in the description. But I'm actually pretty impressed with this for being a cheap car. That carb that's just a bolt-on for this tired old 318. It actually does what it says it's supposed to do, so that's really good. But I gotta get to work and clean up messes and all that sort of stuff and still continue to pack. So that's going to conclude this part. Next part, we'll after I clean the manifolds and stuff, we'll get the transmission fluid checked and up to snuff, and we'll see if it can move under its own power. But anyways, thanks for watching. More stuff to come.